The midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now the reason you have a comma is because this formula is going to spit out the coordinates which exist exactly between these 2 points. So you're going to need an x value, I'll call it a for now, and then you get your y value. So the x value obviously will tell you how far along the x-axis do you go to get to the middle of this line here. And then the y value will say how far up or down that y-axis do you go to get to the middle. So we need 2 different answers. Now the way we start is we need to name both coordinates as x1, y1. So I'll just start at the top left here, x1, y1, and down here I can call this one x2, y2. Now it doesn't matter which ones you call x1, y1 and x2, y2, you'll still get the same answer. So we can see x1 is minus 4. So I can write these here. We've got x1 equals minus 4. We've got y1 is 5. We have x2 is 2. And we have y2 is 1. Now we just place these values straight into the formula. So x1 plus x2. x1 is minus 4. So we have minus 4 plus x2 is 2. All over 2, comma. And then we have y1 plus y2. So we have 5 plus 1. There's your y2 there over 2. We can put our brackets around this straight away if you like, because we know we're going to get something like this AB over here. So what is minus 4 plus 2? We're going to get minus 2 for that, divided by 2, and comma, 5 plus 1, that's 6 over 2. There's our brackets again. And 2 divided by 2 is going to give you 1. We have a minus there, so minus 1, comma, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you can see the coordinates of the midpoint is minus 1, so we have to go to here, and then we have to go up 3 places, right to there. And there's your midpoint, minus 1, 3. Now we're not going to do a second example, but what we will do is go through how we can easily remember what we just did without having to memorize that formula. Now both parts of this formula are really just finding the average. They're finding the halfway point between 2 different values. So here we've got x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and the way to look at it is like this. Imagine you have 2 trees. One is 1 year old and the other is 7 years old. So I'm going to assume that the height and the age of those trees are directly related here, but the point is we're trying to find the middle age of those 2 trees. So one is 1 year old, one is 7 years old. What we're going to do is we'll add those 2 ages together, 1 plus 7, we divide it by 2, because there's only 2 trees, just like with this line over here, we only have 2 x values and we only have 2 y values. So to find the middle, we just add those 2 values together, 1 plus 7 over 2, and we get 8 over 2, which is equal to 4 years of age. So the middle of 7 and 1 is 4, which is right here. And you can see that if we take this first little tree that's 1 year of age and the second tree that's 7, if I go up 3 places, 1, 2, 3, we end up at that 4. And if I go down 3 places from that 7, 1, 2, 3, I end up at that 4 as well. So the middle of 7 and 1 is 4. And we're doing exactly that with that midpoint formula. So if you forget the formula, just remember you're trying to find the middle between 2 different points. So if we try that here with these 2 values, what we've got is x is 1, there's one x value there, and the other x value is 7, you can see it here. So we just saw that if you want to go halfway between 1 and 7, you just simply add them together. 1 plus 7 will give you 8, which is right there, but we halve it now, we end up back at the 4. And if you're really stuck, you can just count how far across do I need to go to get exactly to the middle between these 2. Well, we've got 1, we've got 7. If I go across 3 places, so 1, 2, 3, I end up right there. And if I go back 3 places, I end up at the same point. So that must be the middle of 1 and 7. Now we can try 2 and 5. That's going to be a little bit harder. But if we follow the same rule, 2 plus 5, that's going to give you 7, and half of 7 is 3.5. So 3.5 is right there. So we're going from 2 right here, we're trying to get to the middle of 2, right through to 5, and we can see that we only need to go up 1.5, half a step there. Just like from 5, you go down 1.5. So once again, if you're stuck, you're just going to be counting to the middle of those 2 x values and then the two y values. And here what we've got is 4 across, so 4 across, so it's somewhere along here, and 3.5 up, so right there. So our coordinate is 4 for x and then 3.5 for y.